both of you this question.
Yeah.
Let's say you could snap your fingers like Thanos and everyone would automatically, there you go, nicely done. And everyone would automatically become pure determinists. No free will. Okay. What happens? How does the world look?
I don't know. People don't bother doing anything, right? Why get out of bed if you have no choices?
I would say depends on, because it's people still in the play. The psychology, I think the psychology of people typically...
no, but if everybody wakes up and believes they don't have any choices, that everything just happens the way it happens.
I still think human nature has some type of drive. I don't know the answer to that. There's something, it might be just evolutionary from why does an ant go and grab food and bring it back? I know that's for the better of its colony, but
he's not thinking about that. He's just programmed to do it.
I think humans have a certain factor of that.
Yeah, a biological imperative to survive.
We have the curse of consciousness, though, that if I want some hamburger helper, I got to go, oh, no, I got to go over to the stove and make sure I got the turkey and cook it up, and then I got to clean the pots afterwards. I'm thinking about all this. So it becomes a choice of like, do I really want a hamburger helper, or am I too lazy? Am I just going to microwave this cheese on a piece of bread?
I would argue that that biological driver for action would still be there, even though I guess in this conversation. So the root of the question was, if every human had the notion that there is no free will, but there's still the biological thing. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and I'll even help you here a little bit, because the I think what Sam would go to is kind of Nietzsche's idea of replacing these thoughts with like a value-based system to a degree, where human beings can still have values, right? Like he, in his own podcast, he has a segment where he talks about struggling with determinism because of his connection with his daughter, I think. Yeah. And this idea of, is there a philosophical problem with coming to terms with maybe not choosing to love his daughter? And don't quote me on this, but I'm trying to get the right sentiment out. It was an issue of looking at the very unromantic notion that I didn't choose to love my wife, and I'm not choosing to love my daughter. There's a programmed element in our brains biologically that is predisposing us to move toward those.
Yeah.
My question to you both had to do with, okay, so let's snap our fingers and all of a sudden everyone agrees with Sam Harris. Here you go.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees there is no free will. Everything is predetermined. What does civilization look like at that point?
Well, I think we're already there. I think because, I made myself go to the gym earlier today, but I didn't choose my brain or my life prior to that moment. I didn't choose all of the things that led up to me wanting to be healthier. I didn't choose where I was born or who my parents were. I didn't choose so many factors that allowed me to go to the gym earlier. But at that moment, I chose to go to the gym. I could have gone to Arby's and had a
Now, why do you choose play on words here? Why do you're choosing to use the word I chose to go to the gym? Why would you say it that way and not?
Because I agree that if you keep rewinding backwards, that there isn't really free will, is that everything is a stack of events and physical, placements of molecules that led up to this moment. But like you said, there's no utility in that. I still have to live my life as if I have choices. Otherwise, what am I going to do all day? Like, why am I here talking to you? I could be jerking off right now. What does it matter? What does anything matter?
If you're so predetermined, I suppose.
Yeah. We in America in this day and age, we are so lucky to have so much compared to everybody in human history. That why wouldn't I walk around enjoying all of these options? I can't even fathom depression. Like we have the freedom to like walk out the door and go be anybody you want and get a job or do whatever. You have so much freedom and so much choice and so many wonders and amusements available that kings of old would have marveled at. I probably eat better than most kings ever ate. And it's a weird thing to think, well, I don't have any choices. I'm just doing this. That may be factually true that I did not construct any of this and that I'm here in this moment through devices entirely not of my own. But now that I'm here, I can do whatever I want. I could walk out on this podcast, or I could come up with something brilliant that becomes the next viral thing on the internet, or I could just compliment Joe and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate talking to you, man. You're a good dude. You got some great thoughts and an incredible backdrop. You have fantastic choices in microphone equipment.
Yes.
I mean, is this your real?
Yeah.
Is this your real house, or is this a blue screen thing?
No, that's the house. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you. You're living a great life. I'm happy to see this window into your life, so I can appreciate that. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm answering your question.
You are.
Yeah.
I think you are. And I guess what I would say to Sam, if I even sat down with him, is I would say, Sam, follow through with your thought process here, right? Because the two big things that he brings up that are rock solid are things like you weren't, like you just said, even you weren't born making your decision to have your parents, or where you're born, or country, all those things. Absolutely. You also can think of, if you're a predeterminist, it changes the way that you look at negative things that people do, right? So the person who is in prison, which he brings up a lot, you would look at that situation differently, and you would say there were predetermined factors that led to this person's situation that brought them to prison. Those are two incredibly tough human problems to deal with.
Yeah, but I didn't choose not to be a murderous psychopath.
Exactly. And he brings up the case of the gentleman in Texas who shot people and left a note saying, please look at my brain. When you kill me, look at my brain. And sure enough, they found, I think it was like a tumor. They found something pressing on it. And that's Sam's big kind of gotcha moment. And I give him all of that. And my question to him, though, would be so simple. If you snapped your fingers and everyone believed what you believe, you know what you take away, though?
What's that?
All narrativization. All the things that we built our civilization on, even the way you just spoke about your day. How important was it for you to say, even before we started recording, that we chose to go to the gym, chose to work out? That is not simply a logical problem. That is a way that we have organized our existence and created heroic narratives for ourselves, not because we want to make ourselves into some grand hero. No, it's a way to say, I want to take note of the positivity that I chose to go to the gym and work out.
I mean, if grand hero is possible, I'll take it.
It's sure, take it, right? I mean, in all reality, though, right? When people talk about getting off of drugs and alcohol, a major part of that is being able to narrate the choice that they did it, and the choice every day to not do it. And my problem with this is, if it ever did catch on, I think on a grand scale, I do believe you would, in the long run, do more harm than good. Whether it's true or not, I think that would be a very big problem on a human scale.